Man, this week has that kind of energy. The Raiders are hitting the road to face the Colts, and suddenly there's a real shot at an unexpected turnaround. But that's not all. There are major concerns about two of our stars. A bizarre change in style that paid off immediately, a ranking drop that has the nation fuming, and in the end, a bombshell that could shake the most important position on the team. Stick with me, because the last one will knock you out. Now, before we dive into these stories, let me hit you real quick. Subscribe to the channel. It's free, costs you nothing, and it keeps this fan-driven breakdown alive. Smash that like button too, because it helps YouTube spread this talk to more Raiders fans out there. And drop a comment, because this space belongs to all of us who live Raider Nation. Just win, baby. You know those games that seem simple on paper but carry a massive weight in reality? That's exactly what this trip to face the Colts has become. The Raiders arrive on a 3-game skid, morale low, and Raider Nation demanding fire on the field. What looked like just another week turned into a test that could decide if this team fights back or sinks further. And at the center of it all is Geno Smith. The quarterback is coming off 2 rough outings with 6 picks in 2 weeks. Hard to even repeat, but there's no avoiding it. If he keeps this up, no defense can save us. To be real, the patience of the nation is already at the limit. Every bad snap just adds more pressure. Fans are split between those who still believe he can bounce back and those who think his time is up. And then, right in the middle of all this, came a twist. Cornerback Xavier Howard, one of the most respected names in the league, who had just signed with the Colts, suddenly retired before the game. Yep, walked away. Didn't even settle into their defense. That leaves a hole in Indy's secondary, already one of their weaker spots. Here's the window. Without Howard, they lose leadership and experience, and the Raiders have a chance to exploit it. But let's be honest, that only matters if Geno protects the football and the O-line finally shows up. Otherwise, it's like having an open vault and no way in. Now picture this. What if Geno flips the script in this game? What if he uses this shot to rewrite the story and carry this team back into the fight? Sounds unlikely after what we've seen, but football is full of crazy comebacks. Maybe this is that moment. Only here you get this fan's take. This matchup is less about the Colts and more about whether the Raiders find themselves again. Indy's chaos opened the door, but it's on us to step through. Comment if you think this could be the turning point, and buckle up. The next update hits even harder. The losing streak already stings, but nothing makes Raider Nation more nervous than seeing 2 of our core guys banged up. I'm talking Brock Bowers and Max Crosby. Just saying their names makes your stomach drop, because if they're not right, the whole team suffers. Let's start with the offense. Bowers arrived as the sensation, everyone remembering his insane rookie year. But ever since that knee injury in Week 1, he hasn't been himself. Against the Bears, against the Ravens, looked limited, stuck. This week, the medical report was clear. He didn't practice Thursday. That's a red flag flashing bright. Honestly, nobody believes he's close to full speed. And on the other side of the ball, there's Crosby. The heart of the defense, the warrior every Raider loves, showed up limited with a knee issue too. Imagine a game without him. It's a nightmare. The truth is, both of them bring energy, leadership, and balance. If one isn't right, the scheme suffers. If both are down, it's chaos. Fans everywhere are debating nonstop. Do you play them hurt or give them time to heal? And here's my take from the stands. Maybe it's smarter to pull Bowers for a week or 2 now instead of risking losing him later in the season. Even Pete Carroll admitted they're still trying to use all of Bowers' talent, but the eye test doesn't lie. He's locked up by that knee brace, no burst, no mismatch. As for Crosby, just the thought of him missing a game shakes the whole defense. Without him, Geno gets twice the pressure because the D can't carry the load. Comment if you think it's better to sit them or force them to play. This debate is the hottest of the week, and hold up, because the next story mixes controversy, personality, and even a horror movie vibe. Now let's get to the one that had Raider Nation laughing and scratching heads, Ashton Jeanty and the Michael Myers stance. Yeah, that weird posture straight out of the Halloween movies. Early this year, OC Chip Kelly told him to drop it, go traditional. Jeanty agreed, but said it wasn't over. And sure enough, it wasn't. In Week 4, he brought it back and exploded. 138 rushing yards, 3 total touchdowns, instantly becoming the spark on offense. Honestly, I loved it. It's weird, it's different, but it works. Fans are already calling him the NFL's Michael Myers, and he's fine with it. Too early to crown him, sure, but for a team starving for positives, he's become a symbol of new energy. And Raider Nation loves players who break the mold. Of course, one game doesn't make you a star, but the impact is undeniable. The locker room even turned it into a running joke with Halloween references. And let's be real, if he repeats even half of that against Indy, It could change the vibe around this season. This is the kind of story fans cling to. Authentic, bold, and raw. Comment if you think this crazy stance actually matters or if it's just coincidence. Because the next one, that's not fun at all. It cuts right into Raider pride. You ever feel like you're already hurting and someone pours salt in the wound? That's what happened when the latest NFL power rankings dropped. Raider Nation was already boiling after 3 straight losses, and then the media hit us with number 25. For a franchise with our legacy, that's borderline disrespectful. And it's not just the number, it's the message. Raiders are falling apart. That hits the locker room and the fan base hard. To be real, it's humiliating, but also not unfair. Anyone watching knows the offense is inconsistent. Geno is drowning in turnovers, and the defense is gassed from carrying too much. Still, there's a spark worth noting. Ashton Jeanty. After his Week 4 breakout, he's hands down the best rookie on the roster so far. It's not enough to carry a season, but it shows there's talent waiting. This ranking can either crush us or fuel us. And Raider Nation knows, when pride gets hit, Raiders fight back harder. The truth is, this Colts game feels like a must-win, a statement. It's less about the score and more about showing identity. Comment if you think the ranking was fair or way off, because the final story, that one could cause an earthquake inside this roster. Here's the one that shook Raider Nation the hardest this week. After everything else, there's still room for a bombshell about the most important position on the field, quarterback. And yes, Geno Smith is in the eye of the storm. But first, a lighter note. OC Chip Kelly gave props to guard Jackson Powers Johnson for wrecking the Bears' defensive front, even joking that his head's already too big after the performance. Fans laughed, but the humor didn't last long. Geno has 7 interceptions in 4 games, leading the league in turnovers. Patience is gone. To be real, many fans are already calling for his benching, and the name Kenny Pickett is starting to buzz, even if nobody sees him as a savior. That's the brutal dilemma. Stick with the vet and hope for a turnaround, or roll with the new guy and spark some energy. The risk is huge. Bench Geno and you might crush his confidence. Start Pickett and he flops and the whole team collapses. It's one of those knife-edge decisions that can save or sink the season. My read? Maybe it's early to burn that bridge, but ignoring the numbers is lying to ourselves. The pressure is massive, and this conversation will only get louder if Geno makes mistakes against Indy. Comment, do you stick with Geno or give Pickett a shot? Because this choice could define the Raiders' future in 2025. After all this, it's impossible to deny the Raiders are in one of those stretches that test the very soul of Raider Nation. Injuries mounting, rankings that sting, unexpected stories like Jeanty, even a coach's joke grabbing headlines, all of it connects to one question. What's the real identity of this team in 2025? To be real with you, either we respond now or the season slips away fast. This space is all of ours, so drop your thoughts on what needs to change immediately. This is fan to fan, straight from the nation. And stick around for the next one, because every time we think we've seen it all, Silver and Black finds another way to shock us. Just win, baby, always.